You know, you got really nice points for the VPs. But now, if you realize you are facing double Overcon West, and you know this map can be very good for close combat engagements because there's so many blockage areas and small trees that you can take cover, and so really you get to see how Axes are going to play it. If you go for Overcon West, you tend to build a lot of Storm Pioneers, or you could go a little bit more offensive here on game scale. So aggressive gameplay on early stage can be very efficient against allies. Uh, the big issue on Company vs 2 is just the maps. Some maps can benefit uh, other factions, and it's the same for allies as Axis. So depending on the map, this map could be very different and difficult for allies factions here from SturmTigerGiap and Vodka Company. So here we go. This will be our first game. We are seeing nice commanders here on the loadout. So we got Airborne Company for the American player, and we are still lagging a little bit there. There you go. Well, I don't have a supercomputer, will be nice, but that's it. Tactical Support Company, one of the greatest commanders for the American forces as well. And we can see the last commander here, every company for his Finnish uh, commander pick. And it's playing actually with the blue skins as well. They are both on the south side of the map. And we got Vodka Company playing on the yellow team with the British forces. We got Commander Regiment here. Gliders can be very powerful, as we can see. We also got Rolling Engineer, can be very good on this kind of close combat engagements. And we also got Mobile Assault. It's a great commander to pick. It's really a good choice if he goes for it. For Cactlosio, playing with the purple faction on the north side of Overcon West, locking down already for Grand Offensive Doctrine. As we can see, Panzer Fusiliers. We also got the first engagement here, but this is a totally win for Vodka Company. It's playing very smart, very cautious. As you see, it's doing a lot of damage to the Storm Pioneers. It's fighting from the distance. There is no point to go in if you don't have numbers for it. There you go. This is also a good decision here from Colonel Saros. So, grand offensive. We're gonna see those Panzer Fusiliers coming early, perhaps, for Cactlosio here on the purple. And already seeing on the field being implemented here on the building. This is a very far aggressive move. But it's a proper decision as well. Also a fast respawn timing. SturmTigerGiap is playing for the mid, grabbing the VPs, but you cannot lose the munitions here on the right, so it's being a little bit more cautious. Trying to build up enough troops is very important for both sides, allies and Axis. It's very important that you fight 2 against 1, and because you can implement a lot of more pressure, you can go for wipes, you can be more aggressive when you need to. This is a good push from the American player. You know, you will force that squad to fall back. Now the Panzer Fusiliers coming in from Cactlosio as well. Colonel Saros going for Overwatch Doctrine. It's truly a mixed commando. This is perfect for long distance. You got the artillery to come in, and you also got the beautiful Goliath that you can deploy on the game and can be very sneaky on this map. So again, really eager to see how we'll be efficient on this map. Nice play here by Vodka Company. You know, it's playing very aggressive. He only got a couple units, and that's more than enough compared to his opponent. Also stuck with double Volksgrenadiers and the Storm Pioneer. And we've seen that beautiful Vickers also locking down the mid, together with SturmTigerGiap. Still playing for the fuel. Well, if you cannot grab it and hold it, at least disable it, because it will take at least 30 seconds for your opponent to grab the fuel back. So it makes a difference. If you keep that pressure in 30 seconds every time, and 1 hour of a gameplay means that your opponent lost a big chunk of the fuel sector for quite a bit. So it makes a huge difference. We can see the difference in players. One good thing that I'm really seeing is just both sides are playing very comfortable. They are trying to build up enough troops to counterattack each other. Triple Panzer Fusiliers for Cactlosio, so that's a very heavy build on Panzer Fusiliers. They will benefit when they reach that veterancy with the G43s, with that 6-man coming in, and can be more aggressive. Still a very solid gameplay from Allies. I don't see any pushes that going that crazy or cut off being cut. One of the models did get killed, and he decided to fall back. I think that it was a proper decision because he doesn't have downless, and sometimes you're better off falling back. Taking your time to push in, but you cannot take too long. All these sectors here, you know, it's double munitions going directly to Axis, and that means early weapons equipped on those Volksgrenadiers or Panzer Fusiliers, or as we can see. It can mean more minefields on the terrain, so it can be more grenades. So it's very cautious. They got at least 2 or 4 minutes to come in on the game and push Axis from the right side. If they don't do that, the game can be really bad, like in a couple minutes. We've seen the beautiful M20 coming in for SturmTigerGiap, playing for the blue team. It's quite spread on the map, but it's making sure that he got that munition point. There's a big flank here on the center. It's both team members from Axis pushing it very aggressive here. The ambulance just coming in 6 minutes, so it means that it could not play that aggressive. Will end up losing too many squads, and the idea to build up enough units for it can be very damaging. Oh, Vickers will... Oh, that's a big loss for British player Vodka Company. They got plenty of manpower. We are still not seeing any engineers or another infantry section, both like vehicles coming in and trying to scare away those infantry units, and they managed to do it. Fuel point being contested as well by Carnosaurus here on the red. On the purple, Cactlosio being cut off on the fuel as well. It's trying to respond back. You're seeing a very early 6-pounder for the Brits. That's 7 minutes of a gameplay. Alright, so I think that he was a little bit scared since it's double open west. You know, it could mean double Panzer II, so he's getting a little bit prepared, bringing in the 6-pounder to fill and perhaps to lock down the terrain a little bit more. A nice push here on the right by SturmTigerGiap. Managed to push his opponent, grabbing this building here. He needs to secure it, going for the VPs, trying to grab the VP as well. So he's playing very cautious at the same time. Both players are looking very nicely. You know, this could be a wipe. If they go for it, it could be a good wipe. But you cannot go too far. Don't forget, you will... You know, the minefields that could be implemented can be very severely to light vehicles. So you're better off being a little bit cautious. That it doesn't cost you the game. But time it does, so they still need to keep on the pushing. SturmTigerGiap managing to keep up with the push there on the north side of the map. Big chunk of Axis forces all in on the mid sector. They are going for a big flank. Panzer Fusiliers with double tracks coming in directly on the Universe carry, but there you go, falling back directly on a good timeline as well. M20 on the repairs. Infantry sections with 5 men upgraded. 5 kills already on the infantry section with Vet 1. They got the fuel point. They are trying to grab the fuel on the north. So I don't think they are in a bad position. It's only 10 minutes of a gameplay. It's true that this is a lot of infantry to deal with, but they got enough troops for it. Unfortunately, Vodka Company is still a little bit behind here. I'm quite... well, he got grenades already unlocked. That was quite smart. It was really a good grenade. It did throw here on the yellow cover from the timber there. So the idea was if his opponent trying to go for the cover there, he will get smashed by the grenade, and that sometimes it works really nicely. Comes a big push here. Kronosaurus going for the flank. Beautiful grenade. Oh, nicely done. Good flank, good push. Still on the move, and he managed to kill at least 3 models. 2 models there, another model here as well. Universe carry got killed. Unfortunately, again, you need to be a little bit cautious in terms of mine play. Mines win games. If you put a proper mine, it can make a huge difference on the game. Nicely there. Good push on the Vickers. The Vickers could go down. It's a little bit busy. Micro a couple units here. Trying to go for the wipes. Keeping his opponent a little bit distracted, but unfortunately didn't work out. SturmTigerGiap trying to break in here. He knows they need the fuel sector. Seems like Vodka Company is a little bit in a difficult situation, but he got plenty of fuel. Didn't unlock the command. So we are not going to see any cromwells that early on the game. There's no fuel caches for allies. But there's always a good push by SturmTigerGiap, going for the fuel point, keeping up that arrest there, and now it's giving more support to his teammate. 5 kills on the M20. M20 is doing really nicely. The beautiful thing of the M20, it's you can deal with infantry, and you can implement anti-tank mines. These mines can be very powerful. You can lock down the entire engine from functioning, and it can do a lot of damage to the tank itself. We see a nice, beautiful build here. Look at that. And 15 coming in for SturmTigerGiap. Locking down the mid. We've seen that beautiful M1 also on the field. So he got really nice build. All that early push from Axis, and SturmTigerGiap just playing defensive, not getting too many losses, was for this moment in 12 minutes of a gameplay to have a nice build in terms of army size. Beautiful shot by the Wrecking Ref at ground there, perhaps 50% damage there on the 152. What? M15. Munition being contested again. The Kubel is more efficient than before now, so it can be very good. Some indirect fire, so we are seeing LAGs coming in as well for Cactlosio. There you go. This is also a good decisions. You don't want to lose too many models, so fall back, get to base, heal up, and it means that you didn't lose any manpowers, as we can see here by Kronosaurus. Almost 700 manpower float. It means that he got a nice build order. He got the wrecking weapon that he needs. He got Jagged Infantry. Look at this. Almost 20 kills in 30 minutes of a gameplay. This is doing better than a bloody sniper. Yeah, it's more efficient than a sniper. Look at that. And you can put booby traps even to be more aggressive and efficient. 20 kills on Jagged Infantry. That's beautiful to see on a game. Alright, SturmTiger trying to break in on the north again, keeping up with the push, keeping up with aggressive. He needs to create some unbalance on Axis team, and doing this, making them divert the enemy attention to some areas on the map that you can lose control, because this is the entirely Axis control map. So making sure that he's keeping up with this balance and keeping up with the aggressive. It's very nicely here by SturmTiger. Unfortunately, Vodka Company is having a lot of difficulty here against Jagged Infantry. But look at this, 19 kills. My gosh, that's seriously damage on the Brett's faction there on Vodka Company. Working rough. First shot misses. Second shot could go in, and he went nicely. M15 could be a mistake right now. You know, take a shot. He needs to repair. He needs to go back forward again. So his decisions is very limited. M20 also playing in on the gameplay with 6 kills and counting. Vector also being a chief. But both allies players, they are prepared. You know, they got the 6-pounder and the M1 on the field. They are prepared for it. We're seeing a big investment by Vodka Company also on the north side. Nice concussion grenade there by Storm Pioneers. Panzer Fusiliers equipped with beautiful Shiver trees, and that 6-man squad will be very beneficial. Well, I still think that allies, they are not outmatched. You know, SturmTiger got a really nice army build. It's keeping up with the pressure here on the mid. Divide and conquer, that's what he's doing. You've seen that beautiful Panzer IV implemented by Chronosaurus. Panzer IVs are now more difficult. They can deal a lot of damage against infantry, so it's difficult for allies to deal with Panzer IV in terms of infantry only. Oh, fast goes in nicely there by the Panzer Fusiliers. Wrecking Refer gets abandoned there. Comes the Cromwell. Good timing for it. Vodka Company just saving the game right now. He's going for the kill perhaps. Oh, falling back. Good decisions. A lot of fast capability and rifle anti-tank grenade as well. Nice grenade. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, just locking down the infantry units there. M15 on the move, trying to suppress, trying to keep the mid unsecure. Allies are looking more stronger, more comfortable, and it seems Vodka Company is more. Well, it seems like he got his balance on the game back. Finally, bringing that Cromwell will be a very beneficial for Allies faction. 17 minutes and kicking. So 207 VPs for Allies, 468 for Axis. Four kills and counting on the M15. It's really a good ability here just to suppress your enemy units and keep with aggressive position against them. Nice play here by Vodka Company. Finally, it feels like more comfortable. Perhaps it's trying to keep up with the game. But SturmTiger is doing really nicely, you know, connecting the points. We're seeing some mines being implemented. by Cactlosio as well. The bigger issue was giving away this ammo to your opponents for around 5 minutes of your gameplay. It's a lot of munitions available for access. Oh, entire squad gets wiped there. That's a big loss. It's a rifleman with already some veterans on it, but it's quite difficult to mark the entire map with it. You know, you got plenty of light vehicles. You need to keep an eye on it. You're still on gameplay engagement here on the right. Almost triple VP now for Allies forces, and there you go. It will be a triple VP bars here on the riflemen. We've seen the beautiful rocket launcher land mattress coming in directly on the cutoff point and the retreat point of the enemy units, but unfortunately it's a little bit a long distance shot, so he requires a lot of RNG to be very efficient. Big engagement here on the fuel. Opposite was just realizing they were taking a couple shots, they needed to go for cover. Here comes the big issue, it's the airplane, it's just crashing damage. Oh, this is a big mistake by Vodka Company. Could lose it. Got the 6 pounder there on position. Here comes the M15 to go for some anti-air capability. Well, I'm not sure what's going on from Vodka Company. He seems like he cannot deal with his opponent pushes. Every time that Chronosaurus push, just he cannot grab the terrain. It's having a lot of difficulty here. SturmTigerGiap is doing really nicely, you know, double VPs, keeping up with a nice balance. He lost one rifle squad. Well, the big issue from Double Obacon West is the beautiful infrared searchlights. They give you all this cover, as we can see here, just passing through the lines. It's a lot of, let's say, hack ability. You can see the entire map by it. So he knows where his opponent is moving his troops and what he's doing.
Cromwell's ready to roll.
Alright, Cromwell going for the mid. Oh, beautiful crash there by Vodka Company. Oh, he was trying to kill the entire Jaguar infantry there. They need to keep up with the fuel. Big engagement here by Vodka Company, sending more units to it. Trying to grab the map. Comes a nice snare there. Oh, beautiful snare. It's concentrating forces. Oh, he wasn't concentrating enough troops there on the Jaguar infantry. That could have been a wipe. And now we are seeing the beautiful Howitzer, a two-way piece by Chronosaurus. Well, he missed a couple shots, but you know, it depends a lot of RNG when you are shooting from the distance. And since he got the beautiful 251, the aft-track infrared searchlight, it's really a powerful ability. A couple of years back, they were almost a petition on the forums just to deny this track for Overland West, because it was, as we call it, a cheat ability for access to win. Captain falling back there, almost getting killed. Unfortunately, here comes the brand new rifleman's going for the side. Proper decision there. He will go for the fuel. Unfortunately, seeing that Tiger just coming in from Cactlosio, and axes are getting pushed back, as we can see here. Triple VP kicking in. LG falling back as well. only 5 kills, but he vet 3, so it means he's been doing a lot of damage against infantry and against tanks. Anti-tank mine implemented there by, I guess, was the M20. So he's setting up nice positions, as we can see here. Another anti-tank mine there. Here comes the Tiger trying to push on the VP. Also the Panzer IV on the move. He needs to bring the 6-pounder to this sector. Oh, he's already in. Oh, M20 went down and got crashed, unfortunately. Bazookas on the rear echelons here. He missed the shot. Nicely dodged there by SturmTiger. Small micros makes a difference. You know, he didn't do any damage there. Still alive. Oh, here comes the big push from Axis forces. I guess it is, yeah, it's a Panzer Commando and the Tiger. Bringing that off-map coordinated barraging directly on the M1 anti-tank piece. Nicely sneaky here, making sure that it was inflicting damage on the Storm Pioneer, so he could not repair that Tiger at the front line. So he got 2 options: go back, repair, and come in on the battlefield. So the idea is not to lose it. Nice play there by Cactlosio. Attack round by the bushes. So this is a bush area. He will not give you any view from this side. So he was doing some attack round there, doing a lot of damage there on the Chrono. Chrono is doing really nicely. 16 kills in infantry only. Big push. Comes the beautiful piercing for SturmTiger. 264 points for Axis. Getting a level balance here. Oh my gosh, that's a big loss for Vodka Company. Not sure why he did that. Was a bad decision. Sherman for a fight. Also on the mid. Everything is pushing in. They were trying to kill that tire. Oh, main gun destroyed there by the Panzer Fusiliers with double tracks. And it's game over. Wow, they just lost everything right now. SturmTiger just lost everything, unfortunately. Wow, just a small mistake. The main problem here was the anti-tank mine that SturmTigerGiap did put it with the M20. And when the shot from the Tiger went straight in on the bursting, at the same time it did trigger the anti-tank mine, and he got engine damage, and he could not move or could not fall back. So that's it. Wow, it's really pity because they were being very aggressive. They were having nice pushes on the gameplay even. So it's quite sad, you know, a little bit RNG, but he should have realized it, that he was on the top of his own mine there. It was a little bit mistake by SturmTigerGiap. Unfortunately, you know, shit happens. Wasn't that a smart move? Also, losing that chrono wasn't necessary. He could have just fallen back and used his teammate engineers just to go for fast repairs there. Just a small mistake here, you know. The chrono, the bursting, the M15 also getting smashed. Just wow. It was really a nice game. Great comeback from Allies forces. Unfortunately, Axis win. They also did deserve the win. They did have a nice micromanaging there on the units. They managed to perform very well on the map. But I can say that SturmTigerGiap did have a nice build order. You know, he was prepared for everything. The M20 were putting mines on those roadsides. So he was really waiting for the tire to come in and roll in. Unfortunately, just a difficult game at the same time, but a little bit unlucky. He should have realized it. He did have the anti-tank mine there, and he was just passing with the piercing, just one shot, and when he triggers, he just destroyed the engine totally there. It's a big loss, and the comeback to the game could have been difficult, but I think it was more rage quit. But that was his fault, But he did have a beautiful gameplay, nice control on his units. He decided to go for the early M20. It didn't pay off in terms of kills, but it was really a good decision to do damage against his opponent infantry units and keep that pushback. Also, implementing mines is always a good decision. It didn't work for him. He just got smashed by his own mine, but unfortunately, just shit happens. Nice play here by Chronosaurus. Jaeger Infantry with 19 kills in 20 minutes of a gameplay. That was seriously damaging against Vodka Company Infantry. So really nicely. Beautiful build from both teams. A little bit disconnected there by Vodka Company. I think that he was just getting pushed back seriously by Chronosaurus. But unfortunately, he still got a nice kill ratio compared to his. He only lost 82 units. So he was in intense fighting. But losing those points there is quite difficult on this map to hold up the fuel sectors. But the Allies' fuel, it's always more easy to capture, seeing that the north side of the fuel on the map, it's a little bit close combat engagement, so it will be very beneficial for Axis, as we saw. But SturmTiger were always sending a unit just to go for the fuel, disable it, and trying to give some pressure against his opponent. Really nice game. Both teams, they took their time to build up enough troops, and it was really a proper decision. A lot of players, they do that. They want to have an army that they can feel comfortable playing. It took some time for Vodka Company. He got punished severely by the lack of infantry, but they did have a nice manpower flow. It could have been